Why? Written by Lila Prapp, read to you by Miss Keating.
Why do hyenas laugh?
Hyenas use laughing noises to communicate with each other. They are scavengers and eat the remains that other animals wouldn't touch, such as bones, hooves, and even fur. They can eat up to 15 kilos of meat at a time.
Why are zebras striped?
Zebras gather together in herds, and when they run, the moving stripes confuse their hunters. Every zebra has a slightly different stripe pattern, just as every person has a unique fingerprint. Zebras live in Africa. They feed on grass. In the wild, they live between 10 and 25 years. In zoos, they can live up to 35 years.
How do whales spout water?
Whales don't spout water. It only seems that way when they blow moist air out of the blowholes on the top of their heads. The biggest animal that has ever lived on Earth is the blue whale. It weighs as much as 33 elephants. It feeds on tiny creatures called plankton and can eat up to 1,000 kilograms in one meal.
Why do rhinos have horns on their noses?
With its tough horns, the rhinoceros defends itself or fights other males to win females. Some rhinos have 2 horns. Rhino skin is very thick, but it doesn't protect them from the annoying insects that bite them. So they roll in mud, which provides much more protection. Some insects are pecked off their bodies by helpful birds.
Why do camels have humps?
The humps of camels store fat for the times when there isn't much food. Camels can survive up to 10 months without water. They can drink 136 litres of water at a time. During sandstorms, they totally close their nostrils to keep the sand out.
Why do crocodiles cry?
Crocodiles don't cry out of sadness. When they're ashore for a long time, their eyes get dry and the tears wet them again. Crocodiles are reptiles. They've existed since dinosaurs roamed the earth. They like lying in the sun with their jaws open.
Why do giraffes have long necks?
There are many kinds of animals where the giraffes live, but there isn't much food. Thanks to their long necks, giraffes can eat acacia leaves growing high up, which no other animal can reach. Giraffes use their half-metre long tongue to reach even higher.
Kangaroos have pouches.
Kangaroos give birth to baby roos that are the size of acorns and weigh as little as peas. With its strong claws, the baby kangaroo clings to its mother's fur and then climbs into the pouch, where it feeds on its mother's milk for a few months. Later it eats plants. Kangaroos leap using their hind legs, using their strong tail to help them jump.
Why do hippos yawn?
When hippos open their mouths wide, it seems as if they're yawning, but they really do that to scare away other males. The fights between males can be deadly. Hippos live in Africa. Although they're land animals, they spend most of their time in water, because if they stayed on land for too long, they'd lose too much water. They feed on grass, always at night. In one night, they can eat up to 40 kilos of grass.
Why do lions have manes?
The mane makes the lion look scarier. It also prevents predators or other lions from biting them on the neck. Young males start growing a mane when they're 3 years old. At that age, they start independent life and separate from the pride.
Why don't snakes have legs?
Snakes don't have legs because they withered away a long time ago. They have strong, muscular bodies, which they twist to move about. They also use their scales to help. Snakes don't have a fixed body temperature, so they like warming themselves in the sun. In winter and in cold weather, they hibernate.
Do walruses have moustaches?
Walruses feed on the sea bottom where it's very dark, even during the light polar nights. They use the moustache to probe around the dark while they search for seashells or crabs. Or they go hunting for octopus and fish. Walrus live up to 40 years in large herds.
Do monkeys have tails?
Monkeys use their tails to cling onto branches when moving about. However, not all monkeys have tails. There are tailless apes like gibbons, gorillas, chimpanzees and orangutans. We call them human-like apes.
Why do elephants have trunks?
Elephants have short necks and cannot bend their heads down to the ground. So they have a trunk, which came about because their nose and upper lip became longer and finally grew together. The elephant uses its trunk to drink, pick leaves, break branches, and even pull down trees. With the trunk, it can also smell and feel, and it uses the trunk to breathe when it's in deep water.